All right, here we are. Welcome, welcome. Today is another beautiful, wonderful day. I am happy and excited. Today, I actually wanted to talk a little bit about myself, my right to teach in a sense. Now, again, I have said before on this site, I don't claim to be an expert. I don't, I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose. I'm not here to cure or heal. I'm here to present you with information, and hopefully, you can take this and run with it. Go a little bit further with it. Part of why I'm doing this, and obviously I'm still got a lot to, I'd say, learn with Twitch and streaming. But I was working with one of my mentors a while back. Kind of came up, but it doesn't happen in a day, and it won't happen without you. And that's kind of what he said to me, or the realization that I came to talking to him about this is because I thought, oh, I'll do kind of a show, and I'll record like 30 minutes on a camera, and then I'll edit it and put it up to YouTube. And then one of my other friends told me about Twitch and gaming, and was like, oh, you play video games, maybe you can stream your games. And I found that just chatting, and thought that this was a great medium to get this out there. Yes, I'm promoting myself and my own business, Anchor of the Universe, but I also, if you can't come to me for, say, a session or, whatever, I highly recommend you look in other avenues. That's why I promote, Mortar Health System, Rapid Eye Institute. Mortar Health System, I believe, is out of Arkansas, and the Rapid Eye Institute is out of Salem, Oregon. Both great, amazing. The people that run it are awesome, very kind and friendly. That's just kind of myself and why I'm here on Twitch, is I wanted to bring this to the world in a sense. To some extent, I picture myself like one of the guys on the Food Network or Travel Channel, and I'm gonna travel around, and I'm gonna meet these different people, and I'm gonna glean some information from them, and hopefully bring it to you, and that will. My hopes would be that it would then incite your own hunger or thirst for knowledge, and you would seek some of this stuff out. If you're even in a bad place, I know I was a few years ago when I first started finding this, and I'm not going to get into it too much today, but maybe we can talk about it at a later session. But the power of prayer. I know for myself, I had bad enough anxiety that my kids wanted to go to the park, and whatever, I would dream up some horrible situation that would happen at the park, and oh, we can't go to the park. There's some guy has his dog off leash and it's uncontrollable, or there's some jerk kids that are gonna bully you, and I just, whatever it was, my mind would come up with these stories, and it it would give me anxiety to the point where I didn't want to leave the house. It was like, oh man, I can't go anywhere. I can't do that. The world was a scary place, if you will. So I prayed. I honestly uh, asked for help and guidance. I didn't want to live that way anymore, and I sincerely needed something to change. And I've mentioned this a little bit before. I went over to family dinner Sunday night, and my aunt and uncle were there, and they had these massage tables laid up, and they said, "Hey, we've learned this really amazing, cool thing." And I'm like, "Okay, what is it?" And they said, "It's short, best, but long name is bioenergetic synchronization technique." And just in the name, I thought of it, and I was like, bioenergetic synchronization technique. Okay, it's a technique, I get that, but it's bioenergetic synchronization. What's bioenergy? And I was a little confused with that. And they explain a little bit more, which I have on this channel. It's your biofield, your energy that flows through your body, through your meridians and all that, and through certain traumas and certain traumas, toxins, and thoughts. We call it interference. The energy gets stagnated and doesn't flow properly. And I believe that that's kind of what was happening to me, is that I had that anxiety, that fear, certain things, and it was more than just that, but that's what I'm going to get into today. And that was really interesting or fascinating. I don't know if the exact words. It was mind opening, or eye opening, not mind. Yeah, mind opening. Yeah, there you go. It definitely was that too. But no, it was more just and again, I admit I was skeptic, but they were like, we want to learn this. We need to get better at it. And so I was like, well, if me laying down and you trying this technique on me is going to help you, I don't know if it'll help me or not, but I know that it'll help you. Then I want to help you. You know, you're my family. I love you. I'm here to support you. And even my followers, my fans, I'm here to support you guys too, the best way that I can. Now, I know some people say, "Oh, well, then support me. Then give me $1 million." Well, I don't have that to give, and if I did, I don't know that I would because I'm not going to get into it. But sometimes giving people isn't the best way. Sometimes you can give people, and it definitely helps, and they use those gifts properly, and sometimes they squander it. I know I have myself. I try not to. It is what it is. We're humans. We have flawed, I guess, or we can flaw. I don't know. Anyway, off subject, but so for me, I lay down. I tried it. I noticed a difference because this was every Sunday, every Sunday night. My family gets. I've got a fairly big family. We get together for dinner. Not so much now that my kids and the grandkids are kind of grown, kind of spreading off. My cousins even live in different areas, and so it's just we've kind of moved away, I guess, and so the Sunday dinners aren't as big as they used to be. But we still try to do that, still promote family oneness. Anyway, so with my aunt and uncle, they'd come over and they would do this every Sunday. So it was probably a month, maybe two. So that's about eight sessions that finally I was feeling something. I noticed a difference, and I couldn't even say I was feeling something. I just when the kids would go, "Hey, Dad, let's go to the park," that scary, icky bitty itty bitty icky committee, the naysayer in your head was a lot quieter, and I was like, "Huh, I wonder why." And again, I'm asking myself, and it wasn't like I was purposely asking myself. It was like, what are no, I was just like, wow, okay, yeah, let's go to the park. And then I realized, hey, you know what? There's something to that. It's got to be that. What else different? What difference have I been doing? And at the time I was actually even going to college too, and even sometimes that would be scary for me. Just going to class. It was very difficult. It was a very stressful time in my life, and I am very thankful and grateful for my aunt and uncle and for the best technique for that coming into my life and helping. Again, I couldn't pinpoint and say it was this little thing. I could pinpoint and say it was best treatments and it was getting them over and over, once a week. Now, if I probably would have known what I know, which I'll get into that, and I did, I found it out. I started calling them up on, after class, like on a Monday or Wednesday or whatever day it was, and was like, "Hey, I'm kind of feeling shitty. Is there any way that you guys would do that technique, that woo-woo craziness on me?" No, would you please do that technique? And they were like, "Yeah, come on over, of course." And again, can't express how grateful and thankful I am that it was family and that they didn't charge. Obviously, I did try to help them out or do what I could. I was going to school for graphic arts, so I was like, "Hey, if you guys need a logo or you need any of that," so we did some trade work, but even if I had nothing, they probably still would have been there to help me just because that's the kind of people they are. And I definitely want to model that and give that back out to this world. So that was just a little bit about me and how I got started. Again, Best was kind of the first one that opened the door. I started working with them, and they got invited to a family matrix. I did one family matrix on myself, family of focus, or I was a family of focus. Being in that room and witnessing that and watching that was, I don't even know if jaw dropping is the proper word. Mind blowing, just mind expanding. I mean, it was like, wow, holy cow. And yeah, it was awesome, awesome, awesome. And so I was like, I got to certify in this. I need to learn this. And then in college, my logic teacher, who recommended the book Power versus Force, kind of sparked or gave me a thirst for learning, for reading and being interested, intrigued, things like that. So that I started doing that, and I started reading books. That's where I read about laughter yoga and how just went to the park and invited people to come laugh with him because he wanted to study laughter on the body and the effects of it, and it grew and grew and blew up to where it's the laughter yoga that we know today. And if you don't know, please go check that out. Yeah, laughter is the best medicine. Who doesn't want to laugh? At least that's how I think. I mean, I love laughing. I think maybe even just if we don't run out of time today, I'll do a minute of laughter again just because it's so much fun. In fact, actually, I want to schedule one of these days where we will do a laughter yoga. Um, for the whole half hour, I'll just do laughter yoga, and you guys can come laugh at me, and that's great. If it raises your vibrations, it puts you in a happier state. I'm gonna pull this up just real quick. Map of consciousness. It brings you up here into these power. It raises your vibrations. So yeah, and then I also wanted to read a little bit about this family matrix and the purpose of it. But first and foremost, before we get too sidetracked, I mentioned scheduling a family matrix, and that brought to my mind today I will have to go pretty much right at about in a half hour. 12:30 is my time frame. I don't know what time you have there, but anyway, I'll pretty much have to go right then because I've got some parent-teacher conferences, some other things. Yeah, just some scheduling stuff, other things scheduled today, errands. And then also, this is another thing. Friday, I will not be on. If you're here, obviously you know this. If not, I apologize. But yeah, Friday, I won't be able to. And I'll say that without the week. This is yesterday's, or actually we didn't do a meditation yesterday, so this is the day before's. And it's like an eye, and it's got some other cool stuff. Almost looks like some reptilian scales or something, and some trees and forests, mountain. Anyway, you are that which you seek was, again, not yesterday, but the day before card. Yesterday, I had a wonderful gentleman in here asking lots of great questions, and so we didn't get to the meditation, but that's okay. I'm just going to shuffle these cards a little bit, and then we'll get into the meditation. And then I want to read. I was trying to describe Family Matrix yesterday, if you were here yesterday, or if you've watched yesterday's video. I did it a couple different ways. One way that I've been, I guess, trained to, but I pulled out my booklet, started to kind of just do a little bit of looking at, and so I think this has a great description, and so I'll just read from the work manual. Yeah, as far as my certifications, I'm certified in BEST, Bioenergetic Synchronization, first certification, because I've got 3 levels. They've got certification, diplomat, and then master. And so, at least as far as I remember, those were the 3 levels. I've just at the first level. I would like to go get my diplomat and some of these other ones and travel. Unfortunately, it is costly, so I will get there eventually. All right, and here is the card for today. Again, I don't know who the graphic artist was, and and maybe it wasn't the graphic artist. I go there because I'm a graphic artist trained. I have an associate's degree in it. When I look at this, maybe I had a great graphic design teacher. I don't know, but this is cool. It's a peacock feather. Okay, but then when you're trying to read that, yeah, what the colors, I guess kind of work together, but they don't. They don't when you're trying to look at it, trying to read from it. Maybe black on the purple or white on the purple would have stood out better. I don't know, but blue and purple, the shades are too close together, at least for my eyes. I don't know, maybe somebody else here goes, and that's something interesting too. Is like, colors can look different. Colorblind, obviously, we know about that, but to me, I could see a dark, or maybe not a dark, but I see a red, and my older son will see kind of an orange. And so I don't know if it's me or him, but maybe it's both. But I think color is one of those things that are subject to individual. Anyway, sorry. All right, 35. Let's see if I can read this. Life purpose that leads to spiritual awakening. Oh, wow. Life's purpose that leads to spiritual awakening. That's funny. That, again, I don't choose these cards. It's totally random, but it definitely kind of, to me, feels like it coincides. This is awesome. Because again, I was talking about how I found best and how I would say maybe spiritually asleep or not awake, which again I've talked about how big G little G kind of thing is little G's the in my mind at least the God sitting on a cloud with a beard judging people, throwing people down a burning pit because they don't do what he says, and I just couldn't get behind that. So spiritually, I guess maybe I was closed down because I was like, that's not how it works. Through my own meditation, my own practice, I believe that there is the big G that loves us all, and that love is the highest energy frequency. Even yesterday, I was talking to the gentleman that came in here, or actually, I'm not sure if it was a boy or girl, but the person that came in here, and we were talking about family matrix, and yeah, I apologize. Oh well, I guess that means we need to get into the meditation. So, Dharma is the life purpose that leads to our spiritual awakening. When we are following our Dharma, we are following our bliss. We are aligning with the blissful flow of spiritual evolution. Living the law of Dharma is seeking our highest self. We discover our unique talents by asking our inner guide what we are best suited for and how to express it. For every unique talent and the expression of that talent, there is also a unique need. When we match these needs with our creative expression of our talent, there is a spark of influence, ultimate wealth, and abundance. When we blend our unique talents with service to others, we experience ecstasy and exhilaration of our own spirit, which is the ultimate goal of all goals. If we determine our course with force or speed, then we miss the gentle way of Dharma. Quietly consider what is right for ourselves, receiving advice and opinions equally and without haste. Wisdom comes from silent reflection within. See, that's again, I don't pick these cards. They pick me. No, I don't. It's coincidence, I guess. I don't know, because this card totally hits on what I was talking about me and my journey. I know for myself, my dharma is to help other people. Yeah, I want to make money. My time is valuable, but not at the expense of your health. And let me rephrase this. If there is somebody else that can help you, great. I'm not claiming to be the only one. Now, if you came to me for a best session, yes, I would still charge you. It's what I do. If you came to me for laughter yoga, depending on the circumstance, if it was for your business or something like that, yes, I would charge you. If it was because you're coming to a laughter yoga class to laugh, then no. If you're coming to a family matrix, yes, I charge. Well, I don't know, but I'm looking into it. To me, that's exactly what this is saying. Is that even right here? There's a part where it says. We discover our unique talents by asking our inner guide what is best suited for and how to express it. To me, that's even asking for action steps. That's stopping and saying, what do I need to do? What is my next thing to achieve my goal, or my next action step to achieve my goal? What's the next action I need to take to achieve my goal? And that's exactly what I've been talking about on here. This is exactly what I've been going through, if you will, is doing my meditations, doing my research, looking into all of this, trying to learn it. And to some people, yeah, I am an expert, and that's great. I'm happy to pull them up to the next step. There's people, obviously, that are experts. To me, we're all at a different level. I think I like to look at it as like the trade skills. You have, and I might be saying these out of order, but like journeyman, skilledman, master, whatever, or novice, journeyman, master. I don't know. Anyway. We'll get into the chant. Dharma hum. Dharma hum. Dharma hum. Dharma hum. Hum. Dharma 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 hum. That's great. It's interesting too. I feel that around my crown chakra, like literally the crown of my head. I feel like it's glowing. If I could say that, I guess, or like it's not pulsating. It's just the energy, just wah, like humming. I guess I don't know, but yeah, Dharma hum, Dharma hum. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I like that. All right. And again, this is something I would encourage. You can say this throughout the rest of your day. I would even encourage you to try to get an action step. Say what's your goal? Is your goal to get a new job? Maybe get a raise at the job. Say my goal is to get more viewers or followers. So what does that look like? Oh, so just sit here quietly. And then again, this is mainly an internal process, but I want to kind of quiet my mind. I don't want to worry about the parent teacher conferences or having to do this or that with the kids. I'm just trying to be here, be as present as possible, but just kind of sit with myself, quiet my mind, think of my goal, say 100 followers on Twitch. And I just ask, well, what action step do I need to do? And the feeling or the action step I got is I need to do longer broadcasts where I'm only doing roughly a half an hour a day. I probably need to extend this to where it's a couple, maybe an hour a day, maybe a little bit longer. And that's for Twitch. Now, say if my goal is to get more YouTube followers, I might have a completely different action step. You want to quiet your mind and be as present as you possibly can with where you're at, and then you just kind of want to sit with that, and then get the goal in mind. Focus on it. I have a little view counter right here where it says 1 now, and I want that to say 100, and so that's kind of what I picture in my mind. And then I was like, okay, what do I need? What is my action step to achieve that? And I got longer streams. I maybe need to stream longer. I don't know how that will work with YouTube. Maybe if the content's great, people don't care about sitting here for 2 hours, an hour, and listening and watching, which awesome. Thank you. I hope that that's the case. But I know my life's busy, so I assume that yours is too, and I figure half an hour is usually a good portion to get you some information and get you thinking, but not to overload you. So I don't know. That's something now that I need to look at and look into. Also, maybe even need to redesign this Twitch layout. I don't know. I'm still learning, and that's what I keep saying, and that's, I think we all are. It's when you stop learning and when you say you know it all is when it's dangerous. Socrates, I love studying ancient philosophy as well as just Stoic philosophy in general. Stoic philosophy is really the school that I subscribe to. With Socrates, they said he was the wisest man, and I believe the reason why they said that is because, again, this is from my studies and what I understand. Maybe you've heard this quote other places, but a wise man knows that he knows nothing, and a fool thinks he knows everything. And that's where I'm at. I have a lot of information. I know a lot about Best. I know a lot about, well, I wouldn't say I know a lot. I know some about Rapid Eye. I know a little bit about these other modalities. I know a little bit about even Tai Chi, and I have a general idea, but I'm still learning. I didn't know, and that's part of why I say I'm not the master, is because I'm not the fool. I'm not going to say that I know everything. I don't, this is a ongoing working process. Yeah, it's how I understand it and look at it. So, that's what it is to me. It's, I'm not the master. I'm definitely a skilled pupil, student. I can help teach other students, pupils, and to some of them I may be the master, and that's okay. But again, this is an ongoing learning journey for me. Looks like I am running out of time, so I want to read this real quick about Family Matrix, hopefully maybe clear up any information. Like I said yesterday, I had a great conversation with this person, and I hopefully explained it in a way they can understand. But I'm going to read this, and hopefully this will give them, as well as you, a better understanding. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. And it's only when I come on camera, too. It's funny, because I'll be, doing my work for the day. I'll, dishes, whatever, hanging out with my kids. But as soon as I jump on here with a mic, I start hiccuping and yawning, and goes without fail. It's just one of those things. But again, if I'll laugh at myself about it. It is what it is. So the purpose of a family matrix process. Family matrix is to realign the hierarchy or the natural order of a family. Life is a learning process, and throughout our lives we develop many dysfunctional patterns. As a result of those experiences and traumas we face, universal laws of cause and effect dictate that energy is never lost and must always be resolved. The family matrix process calls back an individual's ability and right to choose and re-choose. Now that's huge. You get to pick, and then you can re-pick, or you can re-choose. If you did a family matrix and that alignment's still not quite working for you, you can do another one and realign them so you can re-choose. Well, that's how I understand it. It empowers them to choose their own destiny and break free from destructive family patterns. Each family matrix process centers on one family focus participant and the specific negative pattern the individual wants to realign. Again, mine was, for my first family matrix, it was relationships. I wanted to realign relationships. That individual select group members. Okay, sorry. Each family matrix process centers on a family of focus and a specific negative pattern that individuals want to realign. That individual selects group members to act as proxies to represent themselves and their family members. The family focus participant places the proxies in a circle area which represents his or her entire world. The facilitator then guides the proxies in a releasing dialogue. After dialoguing, the facilitator guides the positive realignment of the family focus participant's family matrix. The concept of family hierarchy is an important aspect of the realignment process. Hierarchies are energy alignments. Imagine a hierarchy in the same way that you would a family tree. Children are fundamentally connected to their parents and unconsciously emulate them, good and bad. Individuals approach the family matrix process in light of their own spiritual agenda. They are able to release themselves from negative family patterns for their own sake and for the sake of their posterity and their ancestors. I believe every person's psychic contains a wounded child and a divine child. The wounded child holds every emotion that is unlike love, every trauma that they have experienced, and everything that is negative. Rituals develop naturally over time and transcend rational thought. So, staying in these negative patterns, they build up more. Oh, hey, you're back. Hope you didn't miss too much on that. I was just reading a little bit about the family matrix, trying to explain it a little bit better. So, hopefully you caught that. Hi, how you doing, King? Welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Was trying to explain the family matrix a little bit better. I know yesterday we had a nice little chat about it. I'm doing awesome. Thank you for asking. How are you guys doing today? How's your day? Are you having a good day? Great day? Hopefully it's not a bad day. Hopefully it can always get better. Doing well so far. Good. I'm glad you're doing well. Again, thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I was, again, going over trying to describe the family matrix a little bit better. I also feel really bad because I've only got a few more minutes. If you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them. Today I was just kind of talking about my own journey and what's led me to get here. We also did a mantra meditation. Dharma hum is how you say it. Is the chant Dharma hum? But it's life purpose that leads to spiritual awakening, and I thought that just went with today. Yeah, I'm a bit busy this morning, so I couldn't catch the beginning. Oh no, that's fine. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm very thankful and grateful for that. I'm not sure where you're at as far as time frame. For me, it's Eastern, so yeah, it probably starts about 1 your time, 11 a.m. my time. I'm in Mountain time zone, Denver. Oh, you're in New York? Okay. Yeah, was about 3 hours off, so yeah, I think 1 o'clock is what time I would start your time. I usually try to start here at 11 my time. Again, I'm a mountain. Another thing too is if you want to catch any of these, or let's say you halfway through this and you're interested in it, I always, so today when I'm done with this, I will start editing yesterday's video and post it to YouTube. So you can always go back. I'm a day behind in a sense that way, but you can always go back and watch any of my old videos on YouTube, and then that way it works a little bit better with your schedule. I know for myself, even I've got to get off here and cut up this, do yesterday's video so that I can get to parent-teacher conferences on time. I've got a little bit of a busy schedule with that. Also, Friday I won't be here. I told my son I would go and volunteer to be at his school and help them with all that fun stuff. So Friday I won't be here, but so again, thank you guys for being here. Did you catch that part with the family matrix where I was reading the purpose of it? I hope this explained it a little bit better, because I know yesterday I don't feel that I did. Oh, and then also yesterday you asked. Oh, you came in the middle of it. It seems okay. Well, real quick, I'll reread part of it, and then I also wanted to say. Oh, okay, you watch it on YouTube. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, yes. Yesterday you asked about the science of family matrix. Okay, I'm still learning, but as I grasp or understand this, the science behind the family matrix is the same as string theory. Now, from what I've looked into string theory, there was something about we're all strings vibrating really fast, and that's not, the string theory that I understand, that the string theory that I know and understand was more we're all tied together. There's a string or a spider web, if you will, and you might be over here, on New York, and I'm over here, but what I do is still going to affect you in some way, shape, or form. And because if you think about it as a giant web, or even say my hand, and I pull on the thumb, it affects the rest of it, pulls on everything else. And so that's some of the science. And again, that doesn't sound very scientific, but again, I'm not a scientist, so this is my layman's terms of understanding and explaining it, but it deals with string theory. And so when I realign myself in a sense, or my family, even through proxy work, those strings get pulled and help bring us all back into alignment. And again, that's probably not not a great scientific explanation, but that's the science behind it that I understand. It's more into the quantum physics realm. Now, there was a great lady. I call her a rocket scientist. She's not. She's some other type of awesome scientist, but she's actually been able to explain scientifically how the family matrix works, and hopefully I can get her on here and get her to explain that, even, because that would be awesome. But talking with her, that's kind of how I grasped it and understood that it works. Anyway, this is the time I have today. Again, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Knight, thank you for the subscription. Or King, sorry. I don't know why I said Knight. King, thank you for the follow. Yeah, again, Spoke, thank you so much for coming back. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Thank you.